Hello, everyone, and welcome. Welcome, one and all, to a beautiful Wednesday evening, wherever you might be, because you've decided to join us, Nat20Hot, for another wonderful session with wonderful people. And tonight we have a good one for you, because they're all good. And we are the premier D&D Let's Play live play stream named Nat20Hot. And we're so grateful that you're here. The one and only. I'm joined by my companions here. If you're joining us for the first time, we are a group of friends that like to play Dungeons and Dragons together. It's a homebrew campaign, and we're so grateful that you're here. We do stream for fun. We also stream for charity. You can go ahead and find a link in our chat where contributions go towards supporting Extra Life, a wonderful charity that supports critical and life saving care for children across North America. And those are our announcements because we're only sponsored by the people we love. So let's jump
AKA
into
just me.
yes, let's jump into a recap of what's been going on because it's been a week or two. So let's bring you up to speed. The last time
It's
out,
been 1 week.
our party enjoyed the revelry prior to the antics of the wild hunt to come. Willem and Dunk coordinated a love triangle into a much more agreeable shape, receiving multiple rewards from the people that they incorporated into that threesome in exchange for their support and etc. Elsewhere, however, Erevan continued to buck heads with Branwen, and very few people wound up supporting Lord Erevan when it came to pick teams for the Wild Hunt. He was the child
That dude
picked
sucks.
picked last in dodgeball. Surprise entry Dunk, however, as a champion of the Wild Hunt, did get some support. Specifically, he drew the support of the absentee Jabu's would-be warriors, the White Tooth Pack, as well as the Rooster Riding Order of the Night Quill, who Willem had allied with a few weeks prior. With the hunt now underway, the party went their separate ways. Branwen skulking off with Erevan and Cena, and Willem, Dunk, and Randy heading off with their retinue, all in pursuit of a glorious white heart, who, perhaps unsurprisingly, turned out to be a band of mischievous pixies in disguise. The real quarry of this hunt was everybody else. Now pitted against one another, Erevan demanded that Branwen commit to killing her friends when the time came. But when she refused, he readied to strike her down himself, only to be beheaded by the glaive of a newcomer to the Wild Hunt, Feargal, a mysterious and late-coming Dullahan, or Doulahan. The Archphase regeneration cycle crippled by the Feargal's glaive, as it was imbued with the blood of the bark poison that Branwen had discovered. Her crew was now left without a leader. She masterfully, however, did manage to steal the head of Feargal, blinding him and racing off into the woods. Elsewhere, Randy enchanted a section of the forest to prevent any Fae from joining them, thus rendering a very safe part of the Wild Hunt for the foreseeable future, while Willem, Dunk, and the White Tooth Pack went off hunting fellow competitors and found an easy charge. It is now 2 in the morning. The party must survive until dawn. The last one standing, named Lord or Lady of the Wild Hunt. Willem, Dunk, you have slain a band of revenants. The White Tooth Pack licking the would-be blood from their chops of the humans bodies that those
Humans.
humans the revenants had possessed. What are you doing?
Chris, what time is dawn?
It's about 6 in the morning.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah. Well, you think we should track down the revenants before they just infest a new host? Or should that just be a hopefully that's not a problem in the next 4 hours kind of problem?
The glowing spectral forms of the revenants are kind of right in front of you. If you'd like to make an Arcana check, you can attempt to learn a little bit more about them.
I'll do that.
I will try. I'm not very good at 12.
13.
You know that they are particularly fond of like close by bodies.
Can they
Of
go
what?
back into the ones that we just killed?
No, or at least
Okay.
they haven't yet. And the White Tooth Pack is gorging themselves on those
Oh,
bodies.
ick. I don't know, man. I say we just leave them. Do you want to keep trying to hunt for people, or like do you want to try to find Branwen and the horse guy and Cena, or do you just want to go back to Randy?
Um, Chris, we know about the horse guy, right?
You
Like
do
we
you
know about
do
like
you do not know.
we do not. Okay.
Yes.
Um, yeah, I mean, for all we know, they're probably looking for us because I'm sure they've caught the heart by now and know what's up. Um, so maybe getting the drop on them might be our best call.
Okay, so when you say getting the drop on, what do you mean by that?
Well, obviously, we're not going to kill Branwen and Cena, um,
Obviously.
but like if we can just kind of let our Wolf boys do what they're going to do to Erevan, uh, we can probably at least get Cena and Branwen out of the way, or
Get them
uh,
to
You're right.
safety?
Yeah,
at
get them
this
to safety.
point,
Yeah,
Whitetooth will kind of approach and wipe some blood from his brow and note to our listener. Throat's a little sore, so my accents might be a little off. This is Whitetooth talking. Um, I don't know what you mean. Do you not suggest that we would be killing everybody?
I do believe earlier we said you were not allowed to touch the Eladrin girl.
Yes, the Eladrin girl, that is but one. But
Yes,
now you tell
probably
me
also the
another one.
human that's with her. That would make her upset.
So tell me, great champion, how do you suggest we win if we cannot slay the only remaining team members of a team after we've killed the centaur?
Maybe
I
they'll
know
just
that.
give up.
Yeah, they're not in this for the long haul for the title.
I will hear the words from their mouth, and if I do not, my pack will strike.
Understood, but
Or hey,
they're
but what if you didn't? Because if you do that, then we might be
oh
having
yeah, I
to
mean
attack
that's
you a little bit. Yes.
obviously yeah. I mean
What was that?
oh yeah, I feel like maybe that wasn't clear enough. Not only like we're asking you not to touch them, but if you touch them, we're gonna fucking kill you.
Make an intimidation check, and you can do so with advantage.
18.
He kind of like bares his teeth just a little bit. It would appear as though you have no desire to win. But he'll recoil just a little bit and give just a curt
Evan,
head
you're
nod.
echoing a little bit.
Just a bit of a curt head nod.
Glad we got that sorted out. And don't worry, they'll give up. If there's one thing Branwen is really good at, it's giving up.
He just lets out a low growl.
Where to, future Lord of the Wild Hunt?
Um. Uh. Let's clear these bodies and out of the road. And I guess we can set up shop here. If we already came across one team, um, maybe you can have a couple members of your pack kind of scout around the perimeter, see if they see signs of anybody else coming around.
Fair enough, my lord. And he will and send a werewolf and a wolf off in different direction, like basically the four compass directions. There is, however, one himself who takes two wolves, as one of the White Tooth Pack died in the latest fight. So your goal is you're going to basically like kind of take this crossroads and hold it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I
Uh,
gave Randy a tooth, so I'll also check on him because why not?
my next step was to ask Randy what he's up to.
Can I take a short rest?
Sure. You're not doing anything else.
Cool. I'll be doing that, and I'm assumed extremely drunk and exhausted now, so I will take this opportunity to roll a J
Okay.
and smoke that thing.
Make a perception check as you take your short rest.
He also has the
All
hedgehogs with
right.
him, right?
He does have the Order of the Night Quill, yes.
Oh yeah.
Um, rolls are going to be a little bit slow for me tonight because I'm on one. Um, okay, I got a 23.
Okay. You can very
Nope.
clearly.
Wait, disadvantage. I forgot about disadvantage on everything forever. Oh, still 23. Damn.
All right. You can very clearly see, kind of stalking around the outskirts of this hallowed ground that you've created, a number of Eladrin hunters. So there are four of them who encircle, like, or kind of like pace around the circle, and like every once in a while they kind of make a step in and go ah, and recoil as they feel as though they cannot enter the space that you are in. And one will call out, "Come and face us, coward! Or do you not wish to fight against the Dara's huntsman?"
I sitting down, kind of like get up laboriously, clamber to my feet, take a long drag of my J, walk on over to like the very edge of the 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 hallow because it's all fucking daylight. So I feel like I can find the barrier pretty easily. Kind of like look him right in the eyes, and I'll go, "How's your hunt going?"
The one closest to you will kind of very Legolasly draw an arrow as you approach and kind of hold it at you, and go, "It is going well. Many have felled by our blades already. And you sit here quietly, cowardly."
And I see. I would say extremely smartly. The goal is to survive till dawn, and that's what I'm doing.
Hmm. We could pick you off from here one by one. It would be simple for us. Your tiny little friends could challenge us. It would be good practice for the greater beasts to come. And you hear a little voice
Okay.
kind of chirp by your side. "Let us at them! We will take them down a peg, your liege!"
Um, Look, I appreciate your tenacity, little guys, but you should not do that because, well, I mean, I don't know, you might stand a chance, but I feel like you're better off just sticking around here, right?
If that is what you would order us, I suppose. You all are taking a very intriguing attempt or approach to this wild hunt. The main
The
person that's been
only
talking
winning
to you
hunt,
will spit on your feet. Kind of go, "Indeed, the coward's way out."
the only winning hunt is to not hunt.
Hmm. We will return, and they will depart.
All right, see ya. Let me know if you see anything that is not a fae.
They don't respond.
I walk on over to the place I was sitting, and I sit back down.
Okay. All right.
I will tell Dunk that Dara's hunters were trying to harass Randy.
Maybe we can. Do you know where they were? Where around the circle they were? Because I might be able to jump them.
My inclination was all around the circle, but they
No,
also
it's a
left.
very wide circle, and they were all kind of grouped up to one another. You could imagine them as being between the circle and you somewhere, but they did leave.
Maybe we could ambush them on the way out if we happen to cross paths, or we could just stay set up here. Whatever you want to do.
Yeah. Um. I think if we know that they're there and we have allies on the other side, so let's go ahead and jump them now. I'm gonna give a to the white
White tooth pack.
white tooth pack, and we know where we got to lead on where one of the groups are.
Okay.
We'll jump.
So you're going to rally the troops and head off in their direction. I'll say that you all do that, and you will begin a pursuit as we did last time. And we'll come back and start your pursuit after we have an opportunity to check on Branwen. And I'll have the trio that are not there go on mute.
Was I
Well,
supposed to not be listening?
oh no, but that's I guess we're kind of in it now. But none of it really affected you per se.
No.
Hello, Branwen.
Hi.
What are you doing? You and Cena
Um,
are running in the woods. You have Feargal's head. You hear quite a bit of grumbling from your satchel. You did, however, gag him in the previous session. So it's not like you're not getting anything, but you're hearing like some things. If you want to attempt to interpret what he's saying, you can make a perception or an investigation check.
hey.
But you'll do it at disadvantage given his muffled complaints.
That was a natty 20 and a 16. So that, did you say investigation or perception?
Investigation, because you're kind of like
17.
you're tuning your ear to like understand what he might be saying. You can hear him kind of grumbling about. Sounds like he's saying you have things in common. Don't you want to hear my story? Things of that nature.
Really? I'm just like, I'm just gonna continue running.
Okay. Where are you
I just
headed?
want to get as far away from the rest of his body as possible right now, and hopefully away from anyone else.
Okay. I'll say since you're running quickly, you can also make an active perception check, and then roll a d6.
That is cocked. Oh, Cena, please be good at this.
She rolled a nat 20.
Perception is gonna be 8.
Cena rolled a nat 20, but I'll have
Oh my
you
god,
roll
Cena
a d6.
is a 5.
Okay. As you run ahead, Cena kind of shouts, but you don't hear her quick enough. As I'll have you make a dexterity check at disadvantage.
You rolled so poorly. Oh god. That's a 9.
Okay, unfortunately, you do not see this odd, like, kind of net of thorns until it's too late. You're already running across it, and they dig straight into your boots and kind of retch you in place as you run through it, and they jab into the soles of your feet, and you take 6 piercing damage. Um, but as you kind of stop to look, um, you notice that these are very unnatural thorns. Like they're not just. It looks like almost like a for lack of better description, it looks like the things that police officers throw out to stop a car in a car chase.
Wait, wait.
What?
Like this?
Why do you have one of those?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's a lot like that.
I really scampered so quickly.
It's a lot like that.
Oh, wait, oh yeah, okay, so I got stop sticked.
Make a perception check again.
Oh man. God, I am sucking tonight. 12.
Unfortunately, you don't see them before you hear them. As you hear the tiny little footfalls that remind you a bit like the noise that you heard when you first investigated the moon and mirror, as a quadrant, a quartet of quicklings surround you, dressed in dark robes, and they kind of slide down the tree around the thorns that you just ran over, and surround you. Um, and Cena also kind of stops short as two little sprites fly out from the trees and draw their bows at you. And finally, a voice rings out. You met them at the hunt, you think, as it's familiar, as the voice of Dub Lock rings in the air. Drop the head, Branwen.
Why are you fighting with that guy?
I am an eternal servant, and I, like you, am tired. And he kind of steps into the moonlight now, his pale skin almost translucent. Just, I, like you, am tired of a system that plagues the ones beneath it and props up lords and ladies who would see to it that you and so many like you are forgotten while they live extravagant, duplicitous lives.
And so you
Drop
want me to hand.
the head.
But if I give you the head.
I will return it to him, and you will go free. But his work must be allowed to continue. Look around you. We
I'm
have
assuming.
you surrounded.
Oh, I can tell. Can I get one more deal with this?
What might that be?
Don't kill my friends.
I cannot speak for the acts of Virgil when he is restored. I can only give you enough time to run.
Can I have at least the words of you and your little group here?
Make a persuasion check.
$17.
Why would I do such a thing?
Out of goodwill or something.
What goodwill do I owe you and your companions? I will not survive the night, Lady Branwen. It is unlikely that they will. What do I have to gain by letting you and your friends run free?
I don't know, maybe we'll think you're cool or something, dude.
If that is truly all you have to offer, then our conversation is done. Relinquish the head.
God damn it, Chris, you piece of shit. I rolled so bad on this, huh?
You bought time to continue the conversation.
That's
Your
true.
offer's just really shitty.
Yeah, I don't really have anything good for him. I do have a question for you.
Ask it.
Who is Fergal working with? I know what I was attacked with.
You do. Then I think you already know the answer.
Yeah. Wouldn't happen to have anything to, help with that, would you?
You do not.
Insight check. 22.
He is not lying.
Damn it.
I would
Shame.
give you one other thing. If you relinquish the head and come quietly.
Come quietly.
Leave quietly, rather.
Oh, okay, cool.
Nobody here wants you to die tonight, Branwen. From what I understand,
What?
you still have quite a bit to offer.
Like what?
That much escapes me. But Osterlosk would seem to think so. Relinquish the head.
I'll toss it to him.
Much appreciated. Now go.
I make sure that Cena is right there with me before
Yeah,
I
she
go.
was just kind of clutching her blades, like looking to you for any signal to do anything. But if you are going to simply part ways, you can make a perception check if you'd like as you leave.
Got a 14 or 19. Wait. Okay. Perception?
Mhm.
19.
He looks lachrymose as he kind of like clutches the satchel in his hands. He just kind of wait.
Hey. What?
You're so very much like him, you know. I would imagine that is why.
Who?
He'll pull the head out of the bag and kind of wrest the gag from its mouth and like hold it up towards you. And Feargal will kind of. I am the fate you avoided, Branwen.
The hell does that mean?
Must be very nice to find yourself back home after a brief respite in the material.
What the hell does that mean?
I am what remains of what happens to the summer court sinners. Tossed to the hells, I climbed my way out. That is what they intended to do with you. Why then do you continue to fight for them, with them?
Why are you fighting for her?
Fight for no one but myself. I will slay everyone who wronged me, and everyone who stands by a system who wronged me, who believed the crime of my, or the punishment for my crimes of simply not being noble enough, lordly enough, were to send me into the fires of hell.
What
They
did they
would.
gain out of sending you there?
One less person to deal with who wouldn't follow their rules. Not unlike yourself.
Why not just kill you?
That is how they see to it. No one expected me to climb my way out. I did it through force of will. I am not the first. I am just the only survivor.
But why Lady Gwen?
I do not know of who you speak.
Insight check. 18?
He does not know of who you speak.
What the fuck, Chris? Chris, what? What the hell? Maybe we should talk more sometime.
If you survive the night. Maybe.
Please don't kill my friends.
If they stand in my way, I will see nothing.
If you have truly a good enough reason to be doing what you're doing,
Oh, I do.
one of my friends would probably like to talk to you.
What?
But just talk.
I don't talk anymore. I kill.
All right.
Dub, take me to my body. And Dub will bow slightly and head off in the direction of which you ran from.
I'm gonna look at Cena. What the fuck?
So they were gonna toss you into hell?
I guess. I was more doing what the fuck about, like, I have no idea what's going on at all.
Who stands to gain from killing Archfey?
Anarchist? Gwen. For
Or,
sure.
or
But if he doesn't. Serapha?
the Earl King.
I mean, yeah. But I just kind of assumed that the Earl King was working with. I don't know what's going on, dude. Let's find the others so we can at least survive the night first. That'd be sick.
So, and I'll say that you two will be entering a pursuit, and you can send the fellas back in here.
Hello.
Is Nolan coming back?
Do I have to go on mute or can I hang out?
You can hang out for this. It's fine.
Yay!
Bring Nolan back. I'll tag him. He's not watching.
Apologies for my delay.
No problem. Welcome back.
Thank you.
All right. Randy is listening, or at least semi-aware of what's happening. Willem and Dunk, you are beginning your pursuit of the Eladrin hunters. I will have you determine the pace that you were going to move at. Are you moving quickly, slowly, and stalkerish, or at a normal pace?
Let's move at a normal pace. And we kind of Sorkin
Okay.
as we go. I'm gonna tell Whitetooth, the Whitetooth pack while we're going. So what I'm thinking is, as we approach this group, um, let's let me and Willem kind of take the lead, and y'all hang off, and then you can kind of ambush them as we start things off.
Fair enough.
And yeah, and I guess we can kind of gauge their strength and sort of run in there and get things started, and y'all can take it from there.
Their champion wasn't with them, from what I saw through Randy's eyes.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm relaying that to.
Oh,
Oh,
should be
okay.
easy pickings.
Right. So as you make your way through the forest, make a perception check.
Natty 20, baby.
Dirty 20.
Both of you are able to see the thicket of underbrush kind of increase, so you're kind of navigate around it. And as you pivot, you look ahead and you see four individuals, not the Eladrin hunters that you witnessed through Randy's eyes, Willem, but rather four Kenku, who are familiar to you. You remember them as the Parliament of Hexes. Um, and they are kind of like stalking their way through the forest. And given the high rolls that you both had, you can hear them complaining about how they lost their mounts in their recent bout. So they no longer have their ravens to fly upon.
And they were also pledged to Dara, correct?
Yeah, you can see very clearly red handprints on their face.
Wait, I'm sorry. The Kenku were riding Raven?
Yeah, they're riding ravens.
Like a person riding a gorilla.
So the birds were riding birds?
They're bird people. They can't fly and fight at the same time, so they were using the ravens as steeds.
It would be
Again,
like if we were riding a gorilla. I think it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I'm sorry, Step gets to listen to us, but we don't get to listen to her.
Not when there's no critical story development happening at the current juncture.
Okay.
Steph, go on you.
Yeah!
I turn to Willem and I slice his head off. No. Yeah, I guess these guys are so cool, and I kind of hate to do it, but it's sort of the name of the game, right?
Yeah, I mean, we could do it, but if the rest of Dara's champions come along, we could find ourselves in a sticky situation. So I will defer to you on however you want to handle this.
So if you'd like to open up Owlbear, you can see exactly how it's laid out.
Oh dear.
We'll do so.
And I'm adjusting based on things that you said.
What do you think, boss?
So you two are kind of flanked on this side of the clearing, and you know that your wolf white-toothed companions are on the far side, capable of an ambush.
I think we gotta just run. I think we just gotta do it.
Sounds good.
Run in and we'll adjust if we need to. So let's see. So these are the four Kenkus here,
Correct.
and let's see. So I guess
If we were to attack right now, would we have the advantage of surprise?
You would indeed, as far as you can tell. Like, they have not given any sign to know that you are there.
okay,
So-
all right, let's do it.
All right, so if you are going to attack, what I'll have you do is so are you going to? I'm kind of giving you a
I'm
freebie
going
here.
to.
Go ahead.
I'm just gonna run in, screaming, bloody murder, drawing as much attention to myself as possible.
Okay.
I'm gonna rage, and we're gonna hit that guy closest to me.
Okay. So I'll actually say. So I was looking for some sort of signal. to the white tooth that you were attacking, lest they not be able to get in on the surprise round. However, given that you have screamed bloody murder, I will say that you are effectively cluing them into your attack, and everyone will get a surprise attack prior to you rolling initiative.
Surely this will draw no attention to our location.
So go ahead and make your attack, Evan.
All right. So let's see. With my rage, I am surrounded by multicolored protective lights. Again, very stealthy.
Very light.
And I gain a +1 bonus to AC, and anybody within 10 feet of me does as well.
Nice.
That's okay though, because what? So that's a 22 to hit.
That does indeed hit.
Let's see, it's a D12 now. D12. Oh god, so many fucking dice. Six. That's another 6. Alright, so that's 14, 16, no, 18, 21. 28 damage on my first hit.
Sure.
7, 10, 11, and then 18 damage.
All
on
right.
The next one.
Let me just label these guys real quick.
And I will.
It's 18 on the second attack.
Yeah.
Okay. Willem, go ahead and take your turn. Surprise turn.
Sounds good. Walk up, bonus action X, deal an extra 1d6 damage. That has disadvantage on wisdom saving throws.
Okay.
And then I will attempt to hit.
Okay.
Are we hit by a 24?
We are.
That is 9 slashing. Oh, I didn't say the word, so I don't get fire.
Yes.
And 2 necrotic damage.
Okay.
And then I will do my second attack. Is it hit by a 17?
It is.
Okay. That is another 9 slashing and another 1 necrotic damage.
Alrighty. Ouch. As the two of you kind of race in here and cut up and down on this particular Kenku, it just lets out a scream, and the others squawk and like flap their wings frantically as you do so. Because as you kind of slice and dice, you can see feathers and blood fly in every which way direction, and already this Kenku kind of falls to its wee hobbled knees, but kind of catches its breath and like as blood spurts out, but it remains standing as your wolf companions each race in and pick a creature to attack and descend upon them.
I'm feeling a little bit bad about this, actually.
Yeah.
All right.
The smile says you're not.
I
This
mean,
will
I'm not.
take me just a minute here to
Don't
roll.
does acknowledge the unfortunateness of the situation.
All
Listen,
right.
you want to be a Lord of the Wild Hunt, you gotta crack a few eggs.
Yeah.
So they all make 2 attacks. And I'm just gonna say how many hits. So 2 hits so far, and I need to make 6 of these. Only 2 hit. A lot of your werewolves were not up to snuff. So only this guy, werewolf number 2, hits and does a bit of damage. Specifically, he does. Oops, that's the wrong die. 7 on the first, and 6, 9. So 16 total damage against Kenku number 3. And then the wolves will attack, and they just get their bite. That's a nat 20 on one of them. The first one, we'll
Oh, yeah,
say.
brother.
So that's double the die. 4, 5, 9, 11 piercing damage on Kenku number 2. And then 4 other wolf attacks. Miss, miss, hit on the last one. And that is going to be 2, 4, 6 damage on the fella back there. All right, now everyone can roll initiative.
Seven.
You what, mate?
What?
Everyone rolls initiative?
Not Randy.
All right.
Not Branwen.
Bye.
Randy, if there's anything you'd like to be doing during this time, feel free to let me know.
No.
He's smoking weed.
No, Randy's smoking weed and
All right.
doing very little.
Okay.
I got a 12. And I'm going to be back because these dice are in dice jail.
Okay. Got it.
12 for initiative.
Willem, you got a 7.
Correct.
Okay. Actually pretty good in comparison to these other silly cotton-headed ninny muggins. Okay.
Wow.
What?
Offensive, Chris.
I know. All right. It's not Randy's turn. It's the guy that you guys have been essentially murking. And so they're going to pull out 2... Nope. A spear off of their back. They're pulling a spear off of their back. You can go ahead and make a perception check if you'd like to, Willem.
9.
You notice nothing out of peculiar or out of the ordinary with this particular spear, but they are going to attempt to stab you with it.
Oh, God, I hate getting stabbed by a normal spear.
You're not hit by a 14, but you
Nope.
are hit by a 22, correct?
Just barely.
Okay.
Wait. Are you within 10 feet of me? Do you get +1?
Yes, he definitely is within 10 feet of you.
You
But
get
also
+1
meets
to your
your
AC.
defense.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so, dang.
So that is going to be 7 piercing damage and a flash of bright light as it hits your armor, kind of like in between your chest and your shoulder. An additional 3 radiant damage.
Oh,
And they failed the first attack, so that is their turn. And it is now the wolf's turn, specifically wolf number 3. They
give it up for
miss,
wolf number 3.
and it is now Dunk's turn.
All right. Have any of the Kenku not gone yet?
None of them have
Please.
gone yet.
Okay,
Sorry,
well
no,
then-
The
everyone
one that
except the one that
stabbed
you're
you.
attacking.
Okay. I'm going to... I'm gonna wheel around and hit that guy.
Okay, go ahead.
And I'm going to do so recklessly.
0 wreck.
26 to hit.
That does hit.
Oh boy. So many dice.
I think that's the sign language for more.
It is more. That's how I know
That's
that
what they taught
my niece wanted more banana when she was a baby.
My niece, they taught her that in daycare too.
Yeah.
Crap.
Unfortunately, it's only 19 on that first hit.
How would you like to do this?
Oh hell yeah. I'm just going to I'm gonna like do a drive by. I'm gonna like walk by. I'm gonna like run by, slam him with my maul, and then in the same movement, come back around and hit now this guy.
Okay.
That
Number
attitude.
3 or number.
Yeah.
Okay. Um,
K3.
right
Yeah.
there. Yeah. So as you race around, you kind of pull yourself and like wrap yourself around the Kenku that you've been attacking, and you just whip your maul around. And you notice that the Kenku that you're striking is a fair bit smaller than the rest of them, and you just watch as your maul collides with their head and knocks it clean from its body. Like there isn't the typical like slice that you're accustomed to with your battle axe as the maul just like collides with its small dome and it flies across with an unsettling bone crack. And many of the other Kenku let out a bit of a cry of anguish. But you can go ahead and make your strike against the other.
29 to hit.
That'll do it.
I have a plus 11 to hit.
Jesus.
Feels good. Let's see. So 8. So 19. 26 damage on that.
Okay.
Um.
That was the end of your turn.
Yes.
Alrighty. With that, it is now Wolf number 4's turn. They also miss. They are not rolling very well. And then it is the Kenku in the back's turn. And they are going to shout out with anger. And Dunk, I will have you make a Constitution saving throw.
Don't forget to add +2.
I will. I'm pretty good at these. 24.
Okay. You succeed. Hold on. You only take. Whoops. 18 necrotic damage as it points its staff at you, and you feel this wave of necrotic energy just roll over you. You kind of stand tall and resilient as a lot of it just kind of wafts over your shoulders, and you force through sheer force of will to kind of stand fast. But inevitably, like some of it does kind of grip in your throat just a little bit, force out a gasp. So you take 18 points of necrotic damage. And that is its turn, and it is now Willem's turn.
So K1's still alive, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Bonus action, flame on.
Okay,
Then we'll do a hit. 25.
that does hit.
16 slash hit.
How would you like to
5
do this?
fire. We're gonna chop that head right off, bud.
Okay. Feeling a bit jealous of your companion's efforts, you end up slicing clean through, and the flames of your blade kind of singeing and cauterizing the wounds that no Kenku blood is spilt, but the tiny, frail body just crumples in a heap.
Yep. Sorry, bud. And then I'll move up to K4 and I'll give him the other hit.
Okay.
Are we hit by 15?
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay. That is another 16 slashing damage
Okay.
and 6 fire damage.
Got it.
I will also do something from my slasher feat. Once per turn, when I hit a creature with an attack that does slashing damage, I will reduce its speed by 10 feet until the start of my next turn.
Okay. So it is now has a reduced movement speed.
Yes, by 10 feet.
Got
And
it.
the other part of that is if I ever hit it with a critical hit, it is grievously wounded and has disadvantage on all attacks until my next turn.
So noted.
So noted be.
Alrighty. Um, it is now some werewolf turns with a miss, and then it is then K2's turn, and they are going to attack the wolf in front of them, as that is their best course of action. They only hit with one strike, though, and deal 6 damage, and that is wolf number 2. No, 3. Hard to keep track of all the wolves. Okay. It is now wolf's number 1's turn. A lot of wolves. They do hit. Good job, wolf number 1. And I'm going to say that
Go
they're
puppy.
going to loop around and attack K3 and do 5 damage. And then it is the werewolves' turns. And they nice. They're gonna run around and strike at K4. One misses with both attacks, the other hits with one and misses with another. So that is going to be 2d6, 2, 7. All right. That brings us to the top of the order, at which point I will have everybody I'll have everybody make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
Don't forget to add 2.
The wolves and the werewolves are going to roll collectively because that is
Oh
insane.
no.
Chris, I got a 26.
Okay.
I got an 8.
Okay. Everybody except the wolves. The wolves are okay. The werewolves are not. And Willem. So Willem and wolves. You are not frightened as a.
Nothing within 10 feet of me can be frightened.
Okay.
No allies of mine within 10 feet of me can be frightened.
I think that's pretty much everybody, right? Yeah. All right.
Double checking that.
Never mind.
You and friendly creatures within 10 feet of you can't be frightened while I am conscious.
Okay. All good then. Only the wolf on the outskirts would not be safe, but they've succeeded their saving throw as an individual comes careening down from the heavens on beating black wings, um, as a muscular, rippling, blood-covered individual comes crashing to the earth next to you, Willem, who you quickly recognize as Dada. And he will wield an intense. What does he wield again? He wields a great axe. And he is then. So you succeeded on his frightful presence, but he is going to strike at you twice, Willem, with his great axe. 21 on the first. No, I'm sorry, 22.
Yep.
And a 27 on the second hit.
Yep. Okay, this guy's got numbies.
This is the first hit is going to deal 18 slashing damage,
Okay.
and the second is only 9 slashing damage.
I have looked significantly better in my time on this earth.
And he will kind of use his free action as he comes crashing to the earth. Worthy foes at last. And it is now wolf number 3's turn. After all that, they will hit with their attack. Which one is wolf number 3? We're good. They deal 4 damage. And now it's Dunk's turn.
As a free action, I will suggest to Willem that we might need Randy's assistance. And then, because I have reach of 10 feet over my wolf friend, I'm going to slap our new challenger
Okay.
recklessly. 28 to hit.
That hits.
Oh shit, I haven't been adding. Whatever. 16. That's 20 damage.
Okay.
On the first hit. The second hit. 30 to hit.
That hits. That's nuts.
16. Another 20 damage.
Oh my god, I accidentally applied all of the damage to him. What was the total?
20. The total for both hits is 40. 40 damage.
Thank you very much.
And 8 of that is fire. I don't know if that matters.
Not at the moment, it doesn't.
Okay.
All right. It's now wolf number 4's turn. They're going to try to attack the mage Kenku, who casted some magic on you. They hit and do 6 damage. It is, however, now the mage's turn. And they are going to cackle with glee at the arrival of Data. And they are going to flap their wings really fast, and I will have Willem, the other Kenku, and the werewolf make dexterity saving throws.
Three.
Unfortunately, you are now blinded until the start of this creature's next turn as he beats up a fair amount of dust and debris and detritus into your eyes to preclude you from seeing too well. That is, however, its turn, and it is now your turn.
Okay.
The other two
I am-
individuals are also blinded.
I am going to touch my chest and cast haste on myself, so I can cast another or take another action every turn.
Okay.
Then with that action, unfortunately, sending a telepathic message is an action, so I will send a telepathic message to Randy and tell him we need help, and try to give him approximate coordinates of where we are. And then as a bonus action, is using a scroll a bonus action?
And no, using a
Or-
scroll is an action.
Okay. Then are you letting us drink potions as a bonus action?
Yes.
I will drink a potion of healing.
Okay.
And how much is that?
It's a standard potion of healing, so the 2d4, I believe.
Looking it up, that's my entire turn.
Okay. Yeah, you can confirm that and then do the rest of your turn.
Yep,
Or,
2d4 plus 2.
Perfect. Werewolf number 3. Where are they? Is the one that's blinded. So they're going to make disadvantage attacks against the mage. And they miss on both of them. It is now the final warrior's turn. They are also blinded, so they're just going to blindly lash out at wolf number 1 with their attacks.
Chris, for your information, by the way, haste lasts for
10
a
rounds.
minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, and once that's over, I am exhausted.
Yes, correct.
At
Lethargic, not exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they are able to kill wolf number 1. It is now wolf number 2's turn. And they're going to flank around here and take a chomp at Dada. And they hit, dealing 3 damage.
Cute.
It's now werewolf number 1's turn. They're going to lash out at the mage. And they hit with both of their attacks. So that's 5, 10, 13, 19 total damage. And werewolf number 2 is over here. They're going to attack this blinded Kenku. And if they hit with at least 1, they do. They kill this Kenku. Okay, so the only Kenku left standing currently is the mage. And it is now Dada's turn. And they are going to use their bonus action to rage. They have a special rage, so they're falling into a like white hot fury, and they are once again going to attempt to attack you, Willem. They miss on the first strike. Actually, wait, I'm sorry. 9 plus 10 plus 23 to hit does hit.
No,
Because
it
you have
does
plus
not.
2. You have 20. So you're 23
Do I
plus
still
2.
have dunks plus 1?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
That would make my AC 24.
24, right? Okay. And the next strike is a 22 plus 4, 26.
That will hit.
Okay. So that is going to be 4 plus 11, 15 plus 6, 21 slashing damage.
Okay, yeah. I'm in dire straits.
And it is now wolf number 3's turn. Wolf number 3 is here. They're going to come over here and attack Dada. They miss, however, and it's Dunk's turn. Also, Randy, you can effectively enter combat at the bottom of this round. If you come, you've received a message.
With an urgent tone.
Having said that,
It's Dunk's turn.
I'm going to, with a bonus action, open up the hither thither portal that I placed one in the Hallow. I guess I'll put it on.
I mean, you could say it's that nice big shiny thing right next to you on the map.
Yeah,
Which is a tree
works.
stump.
And then I'm going to I'm just gonna keep smacking away at Dada, I think.
Okay. Go ahead.
You know what? No, I'm gonna move here. That's within 10 feet of the other mage, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get him out of the picture.
And you can swing over the wolves.
Yeah. I'm gonna do so recklessly. 21 to hit?
That hits.
Yes. So, 23 damage
Okay.
on the first hit. 25 to hit.
How would you like to do this?
Ooh, yeah.
Assuming you need a minimum threshold of 12.
Yeah, we're gonna go like vertical and like Coke cannon.
Oh, okay. So you're taking your maul, kind of crumpling. So you whip your maul around, kind of clock once on the head, and then rip it right back up, and you're kind of attacking over your wolf companion. So you reach like, what's the game where you bop?
Whack-a-mole.
Whack-a-mole. You whack-a-mole. You whack a Kenku into the earth. Thank you, Willem. Are you doing anything
Does he
else with
come
your
out
turn?
like all flat, but his legs
He
are
kind of
sticking out like his
he kind
little
of
feet, and he
accordions a
like
little
walks
bit.
like that?
Yeah. Are you doing anything else with your turn, Dunk?
Nope.
Okay. That means that this werewolf and Willem are no longer blinded. Wolf number 4 will race around to surround Dada and attack, but miss. And it is now Willem's turn.
Are these wolves not getting pack tactics? Come on.
They don't. I haven't been doing that. I'll give you a point of inspiration for that.
I got 3 points of inspiration banked. Damn.
All right. Thank you for that. And it is now your turn.
Okay. Action 1, lay on hands myself, gaining 40 hit points.
Nice.
Action 2, attacking.
Nice.
But before so, bonus action, moving Hex to Dara. Disadvantage on wisdom saving throws.
Copy.
Now attacking. 13 to hit.
Does not hit.
Gonna say probably an O.
Yes.
24 to hit.
That does
Probably
hit.
a yes.
That does hit.
Oh. That would be 9 slashing.
Okay.
8 fire. 2 necrotic.
Okay, you notice that as you slash out with your blade, no blood is pulled from his skin, but instead, like the place where your blade has struck has burned him, and like it kind of crackles with a green necrotic energy. But you don't feel as if the swing of your sword has done any damage to it
Immune to slashing damage even from a magical source.
while raging. He's got a special rage.
Oh, somebody's got to calm this guy down.
Anything else with your turn? No movement or anything like that.
No, just being sexy.
Werewolf number 3's turn. They're gonna come around right here. Scratchy, scratchy. A hit on the second attack, and that is going to be. Doesn't matter. Their slashing doesn't do anything. And thus neither will the rest of the wolves who attempt to attack him, but they do kind of.
You know what those wolves should do, Chris?
What?
They should grapple Dara.
They won't, because that's just not how it's gonna work. And it's now, if Randy, the portal is open to you.
I will stick my. It's on the ground, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick like I'm gonna go on my knees and like just stick my body through it, like halfway. So I'm still kind of on the I'm putting my head in the puddle.
Okay.
And I'd
You
like
can
to assess.
Upside down.
kind of,
Yes.
but you're right side
I'd
up,
like
coming
to.
out of the hole.
Yeah. I'd like to
You're not
assess the
ready for the hole.
situation.
Things do not look great for your companions. Willem has looked better.
I'm
Dada,
pretty fine now. I'm up to 44 out of 68.
but you can tell that things could be going better.
Yes.
Product placement. So
Waterloo sponsor us, you cowards.
will you be joining the fray?
They're attacking. How's Dunk looking? Is he looking banged up or okay?
I'm okay. I mean, yeah, I'm pretty good.
I look at the two of them. They look fine. There's this guy.
Yeah, who you recognize as Dada.
Okay. I will shoot him.
Okay.
With magic missiles.
With a gun.
Magic missile. Okay.
Convenient gun I've had this whole time.
Yeah, I'm gonna just like stick my head out and I'm gonna like look around and then just go. And sorry, not magic missile, guiding bolt. That's
I
the
was gonna
one.
say you don't have magic missile.
No, I don't. Yeah, let's see how that works out for me.
Roll to hit.
Um, okay. Not too bad. Uh, that's gonna be. Sorry,
It's okay.
it's gonna be a 19.
Meets it, beats it.
Very nice. All right, let me roll that damage. If I could. All right, 17 damage.
All right. The radiant energy kind of catches him right in the face, and he looks at
And
you
then
maniacally.
with a free action, I'd like to just kind of look at the other two and go, "You guys good? Got a lot of wolves here."
It is Dada's turn, and they are going to cry out in rage, um, and they're
Ah,
just going to
I'm tough with
attack
that.
the wolves on either side of him. And he hits with his first strike. Whoa. And Nat 20 on his second strike. He just murks these two wolves.
Oh, these
Um,
puppies are barking.
so he wrecks these two. Oops, not the werewolf. The wolves. Which causes the werewolves to descend into a bit of a fury themselves. But it is now wolf number three's turn. Who's left? Wolf number three. That's crazy. And he's going to run up. He attempts to bite, but it unfortunately does no damage. It is Dunk's turn.
Right. How's Donna looking?
All right. He looked worse before he suddenly didn't seem to be vulnerable to weapon attacks.
Yeah. Um. Cool. Well, I'll with a free action respond to Randy. I think I think we got this guy on lock, and I'm gonna swing.
Okay.
Chris's reaction suggests we might not.
25 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. So that's uh that's 13 bludgeoning damage and 8 fire damage.
Okay. You too notice that only the fire seems to impact him.
At all.
Yes.
Okay.
Do we get the sense that there's some sort of threshold that needs to be reached, or is this just a duration type effect? Or do we get no sense whatsoever?
You get no sense whatsoever.
Oh, tits.
Is this guy would it be like a bonus action or something to like do a perception check to see like is this guy wearing like metal armor at all?
No, he's
I
not wearing
believe
any
Chris said
armor.
it was because of his
Oh, no, wait.
rage.
Yeah. He's just got rippling, glowing muscles.
Glowing muscles. All right, well, then I guess I'll just keep hitting him.
Okay.
Yeah, how many abs?
17.
17 abs.
Yeah, his abs have abs.
22 to hit.
That'll hit.
I mean, I guess the physical damage doesn't matter. 2 fire damage.
Okay.
Hmm.
The
Hmm.
wolves will do nothing. It is Willem's turn.
Okay, give me a second. I am thinking about what to do.
Ooh, I know what has to happen.
Okay, wanna share?
Oh, sorry, I can't make it happen though.
Okay. Action 1, I am going to try to cast Hold Person on Dara.
Okay.
He has disadvantage on wisdom saving throws because of my hex.
Isn't it wisdom checks, not saving throws?
I believe it is whatever it's gonna say when I read it on the internet. Or you're the DM, so whatever you say goes. Disadvantage on ability checks made with the chosen ability. So yes.
Yeah. Okay. So he has to make a wisdom saving throw, and what is your DC?
A mighty 14.
Okay. He fails.
Okay.
You watch as he just and that hold on. Notice that as the his muscles seems to tense up and freeze as he's kind of pulling his great axe up above his head to whip around towards you, you notice that the red lines that seem to emanate this odd otherworldly glow dissipate, and he returns to a state that resembles prior to his rage.
Oh, prime perfect for hitting that.
Correct.
Okay. I will do a bonus action Thundering Smite. Next time I hit with a melee weapon attack, he takes an extra 2d6 of thunder damage. And
Okay.
so with my last action, I will attack him.
Okay. Hits within 5 feet count as critical for this.
Oh, well, and I have advantage because he's held. Huh.
Yeah.
Hits within 5 feet have
Against an
what do you mean?
against a paralyzed and incapacitated individual are automatically critical hits.
Okay, well, I guess then I scored 2 critical hits.
Well, you have to roll to hit first. They count as critical hits if you hit.
Okay, well, it would be hold on. Nat 20 and 17.
So the second hit does not hit, but
But I have advantage on that because he's incapacitated, yes.
yeah. So you can roll twice. So I thought 17 was your output.
No, 17 was my first roll.
Okay, so you can roll again to see if you roll
For
higher.
that second attack. Yeah, 18.
Okay, that does not hit. So you
Okay.
have one critical hit against them. So in this case, you deal the maximum damage of your sword, and then roll the dice.
Maximum damage of just the sword and no bonus effects, yeah?
Yeah, you can double the dice on your bonus effects.
Okay, so that's 16 slashing plus the regular roll for slashing is 13, so that's 29.
Okay.
Plus
And then
4d6 fire.
yep.
Drop the d6. Plus, that's really weird. I rolled 4 2s on my fire damage, so 8 fire,
Okay.
7 necrotic, and then I have to roll the thunder damage also. So that is 12 thunder damage.
How would you like to do this? You just
I'm
did like
just gonna
you just did like 58 damage.
Well, it counts as critical. Yeah, that'll
Yeah.
do it. I'm just gonna fucking hot dog him, man.
All right. You find that even though as you bring your flaming sword down on the paralyzed creature, his eyes kind of float up to it and see it come down, and it catches in his shoulder, and you find it's just his body and his muscles and skin are just so tough. But you're able to force by sheer force of your own strength and the control you have of your blade deeper and deeper into his shoulder until his head kind of sloughs to the side and the body slumps off of the blade and it collapses in the dirt. Um,
By the way, there's an audible ring of thunder for 300 feet around.
um, Even better. All of you hear this crack through the woods, breaking the silence as Dada falls into the dirt. You do see this kind of like glow around the body remain.
Do we have werewolves and wolves left?
You have 3 werewolves and 1 wolf.
I gesture towards them and say, "Eat up."
Um, as they attempt to do so, they kind of like recoil, like they bite down in the flesh. Archfey. He
Oh,
spits.
I'm gonna reach into my sack or Dunk's thing and get out the blade of bark that I have and stab him.
Okay, as you plunge the blade into Dada's body, you see as like the glow kind of dissipates, and the werewolves sniff and begin to gorge on the flesh.
This felt very non-sportsmanlike.
And I'll leave you all for a moment and have you go on mute while I return to Branwen. Branwen,
Hi.
you are making your way through the woods, leaving everything kind of the dub lock and everything behind you. And as you progress through, for a moment, you hear this like crack of thunder about 300 yards ahead of you. Um, and you think you hear a little bit prior to that, like all happens very fast. You think you hear like the cry of your companion Dunk, and then an enormous crack of thunder. You're gonna freeze for a moment, and you find like the thunder has led to a bit of a glade of calm. So, unlike the hours preceding and the time leading up to this point, there's very little in the way of sound to disrupt the quiet of the Dreadwood now that the thunder has cracked. Um, Until there's a faint snap of a twig from behind you. Almost intentional.
Sword out.
As you reel about, the familiar face of Ulster Losk stands tall, regal even, and he kind of lifts up his hands, hunches his shoulders back, shakes his head in deference. He is clearly unarmed. Well,
What the hell is going on?
a lady without her patron. The wild hunt has not proceeded as planned for you, then.
No.
It is frustrating when plans do go awry. But at the moment, you don't appear to have one. So perhaps I might be of service.
Go on.
You are special, Branwen. Quite special indeed. But I must admit that for all his successes his grace has had, there is but one failure. My king was insistent that you would be a key player in the wars to come, in his grand machinations. I, however, wasn't so sure. He believes, because he's aware of another, that someone whose court has turned their back on them would be malleable, amenable even to a new order of doing things. Agreeable to the concept that undying lords and ladies who rule this realm care for very little but themselves, and especially not the uncommon folk.
Nolan, I don't think you're supposed to be listening.
He's not.
He is.
Uh, um, what a better ally, he thought, than someone already embedded in that court, especially one so capable of killing such as yourself. Typically, the fine lords and ladies of the summer court tend to recoil at the sight of blood. But despite all of this, and what he might have been convinced of, I wasn't. A young girl desperate for approval, you'd leap at any opportunity to regain your standing. Who's to say the offer would come from us? But I, being a dutiful servant, bide my king's wishes. I kept an eye on you. From the moment you were spared the same fate that some would think you deserve, and sent the material pain, we watched. And from the moment you returned to this plane, we watched. My king's hope persisted. You would see the greater purpose. But I know different. I know that someone snuck into a camp on the outskirts of the city. I know someone was ripped from their stay there before their time. And I know that someone stumbled upon something they shouldn't have. Do you want to know how I know all this?
Sure.
It's quite simple, really. I told you we had you watched. You might think that our powers are limited to this plane. But we know how to find allies where we need them. Someone almost as amenable and agreeable as the Earl King sees you. Someone who desperately wished to come here, study it, learn it. She was quite excited to come all this way, and quite disappointed to be sent away by your companions, especially when you had done such a terrible thing. As he'll kind of gesture, and Lyra will step out from behind him and give a subtle bow. Uh, Alas, so many of these things are out of my control, and we certainly can't wind back the clock now. The king's plans are in motion. By morning, news will travel. An archfey felled during the wild hunt? Impossible, people will say. And yet, opportunities abound. You see now, we are quite capable. He gestures again to Lyra, who doesn't make an insight check.
Why are you so mean, Chris? That's a 14?
For all intents and purposes, she looks almost proud of herself. You see, some news needn't travel. Perhaps there's an agreement to be made here, Branwen. It would appear as though you've already met someone who's quite instrumental to our plans. Another summer sinner. Perhaps the reason that my king thinks so highly of you is because he thinks so highly of Firgo. Is there room still for a deal? Or do you find yourself still ever loyal to people who would drop you at the smallest slight?
See, here's the thing. This was the last thing I was ever doing for Erevin. I honestly wanted this to be the last thing I ever did for the summer court.
You and I both know that this isn't the last thing you've done for them.
I didn't come here to play with courts. I came here for another reason.
I'm not so sure that's
I just
true. You came here and attempted to bargain with me before. It was perhaps the only thing that gave me a sense that you might be possible to work with. But then, dear, you continued to work with, in less than clandestine ways, with those Dawn God ruffians. Hear me out, Branwen. My thorns tell me that the cleric in your party consorted with a dangerous woman. A spectre of an age long gone, and quite frankly, one that me and my companions would never believe to exist in the first place, but my king tells us otherwise. His Grace recalls the woman, the one you call Seraphil, and sees her as a greater threat. And so my hand strikes and extends to you an olive branch. The Earl King will halt his efforts. No news of what has occurred here this evening go anywhere. 2 individuals of some renown with a blade will cease their travel to a small hut on the coast northeast of Hylasera. You will return to Hylasera a hero, Lady of the Wild Hunt. And in exchange, the first war between the courts will not come to this realm just yet. You will stave off your Dawnguard companions, and the Earl King's army will fight alongside you against Seraphel. All of this I say to you and promise to you. And in exchange, when the time comes and the threat disposed, the Earl King will see to it that the High Crown is returned to the dirt, and every immortal lord and lady with it. What he seeks will come to pass. But we needn't squabble over the technicalities now, when there are greater threats.
This isn't a decision that just I can make.
Unfortunately, you are the most important part of this.
Why?
We send you back a Lady of the Wild Hunt. You have a place in court. Call off the Dawnguard. Rally them to your cause. The Earl King has perpetuated no ill will towards the Summer Court or any Archfey. And you have our swords in the war to come.
Being Lady of the Wild Hunt is literally the last thing I want.
So you would see all your companions die. Your king felled. Now, when you had the opportunity to prevent it. And gain a
If I become...
pivotal ally against your greatest foe.
Can I insight check this motherfucker?
Sure. What exactly are you hoping to glean?
I don't know. If he really wants to, if they're really trying to fight against Seraphel.
What
And
did you
that is
roll?
a 16.
As always, he remains unflappable from you can't really read him beyond what his words say.
If I did this, if I became Lady of the Wild Hunt, would my friend still live?
You must commit to it all. No more clandestine acts with the Dawnguard. No plotting against us. We will know. You have my word.
They'll live?
They'll live. And you have an ally in the war to come against Seraphel.
Can I insight check just that last part?
Sure.
18? I've been rolling so bad tonight, Chris.
You feel confident in what he tells you. At this point, Lyra will chime up. He speaks the truth, Branwen. I have told him of the threat that she poses.
It's clear! Chris! That's a 19.
She appears to be telling the truth.
I'm gonna look to Cena. I'm just gonna lean against a tree and make it look like I'm thinking, but I'm gonna telepathically message Cena. And I'm just like, what do I do?
She just messages back. We need all the help we can get. But we could view this as a prioritization of evil. We still have an opportunity to stop them once we beat Seraphil.
They're gonna be so mad at us.
Who?
The boys.
The boys. think they'll respect what you think is best in this case. Do you want to work with them? Do you trust them? Or do you trust that we can do this on our own?
I don't trust that we can do this on our own.
What do you
What
want to
would
do?
you do?
I would do it. But you're committing to a lie against your family and your people. You'll know they're as good as dead at the end of all this. We'd be using them like
Chris!
we'd be using them like lambs for slaughter.
What happens to my family?
Those
My
who
dad and my sister.
Your father is neither an archfey nor a member of the court. Your sister is a member of the Dawn Guard who you believe to be having secret conversations with. She will fight. She will die.
What if she fights with us? What if I talk to her?
I doubt she will wish to stand against her court, as all of her power rests in that oath. But if she does not fight against us, we have no reason to quarrel.
She could be spared.
She could be. I cannot say the same for your mother.
Oh, that's fine.
But perhaps the Earl King was right, willing to hurt those closest to her for the greater good.
All right.
Do we have a deal?
Yes.
He'll extend a hand.
Am I essentially honor binding myself to this?
It's up to you.
I'm just gonna shake his hand normally.
As you take his hand, you are pulled in shadow and returned with Cena and Lyra to the same tent that the wild hunt began in an audience with the Earl King. And with that, I will return to my companions. You can send it back.
Can I not be muted? Can I stay and listen?
You can.
Hello.
Hello, Willem.
Hello.
All right, you guys have ended your combat. You're standing over a dead archfey. Randy, you're still kind of popping up out of the hole. What's your next steps?
Do we hear anything weird? See anything weird?
Make a perception check.
She's listening! Why is she allowed to listen?
Oh, sorry.
I'm not actually that salty, but
Go ahead and make a perception check.
11.
16.
Okay. You don't hear anything out of the ordinary. It's actually rather quiet evening in the forest.
All right. That was super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The time
great
it has
work.
taken for you all to scout ahead and have this battle, etc. It is now about like 3:30, 3:45 in the morning.
All right. We only got to make it like 2.5 more hours.
Yeah, so we still have Aravan and Jabu.
If Jabu came,
Oh yeah, if Jabu ever showed up.
and also those guys who were harassing Randy and the Knights of the Silver Quill.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about those guys.
Okay.
I mean, you
Why?
can if you want to, but I'm not gonna.
Oh well, You worried about much?
At the moment, can't really say so.
Okay. I don't know. What do you think we should do, Dunk?
Well, I guess it would make sense to pick off the stragglers, so that they don't try to come up in Dada's name. Did they had red
Red
hands?
paint on their
Red hand
faces.
pants had red hand prints on their face.
All right. Well, thanks for the assist, Randy. Sorry, didn't get a whole lot more fun in that one.
I thought I
No,
might.
you're good, man. I had a good time. Glad you guys had it handled. It like honestly thoroughly impressed by your maiming of the guy.
Yeah,
Thanks.
workable.
Like I said, doesn't feel very sportsmanly. I turned to the werewolves and I'm like, are you guys full?
There is always blood to be spilled. We
Okay.
have lost much
Cool.
of our pack, but we have done well so far.
Then let's spill away.
Damn.
Randy,
This
I'm
guy
gonna close
wild
the portal
hunts.
now, and I don't want you to get cut in half or something. I don't really know
Oh
how.
yeah, no, good call, good call. I'll see you guys later. Follow the light if you need to get back. Uh, all right, see ya. And I ducked my head through the portal. And there is something I'd like to do after I do that, but
Go ahead.
I'll do it.
yeah, once I'm back in the hallowed ground, I would like to cast sending to Cena.
Okay. What are you attempting to
Um,
send?
I would just like to say, hey girl, hey, are you okay? Are you and Branwen? Are you doing all right? If you need sanctuary, follow the daylight.
Okay. Please hold.
I'm impersonating Steph to see if she reacts. Nope, nothing.
Lucy. Lucy.
This is great television. People talking back
R-
and forth.
With long pauses in between. It's like sending a telegram.
Okay. Randy, you hear Cena's voice in your mind.
She's for sure listening.
Hey girl, hey. A bit has happened. Give me a minute.
Holy shit. This message is getting truncated.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Look at that little dog tail. That's an
5,
excited
6.
dog. Oh, look at that little goosey tail. I like that we all waved at Alora, but Evan wasn't looking, so he couldn't say Hey, Laura, everybody's waving at you.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
I'll let her know.
Thank you.
This is about to be the most important message of all time.
What if it's not, though?
What if it's structured like a Randy sending?
What if it's just like
Hey girl, hey, in your mind. Just a bit has happened. Erevan dead. We're safe. No longer in the wild hunt. With the Earl King and Ulster Losk, a lot's changed.
What?
Oh, I think I fucking hate this.
Um, I should not have done this after I poked my head back through the portal. My eyes get kind of big, and I look around and I go, oh, wait, you can hear me through the tooth, right?
If I tap into your brain, I
Oh,
can
there's
hear
no
what
way.
you're saying out loud, or I can send you telepathic messages.
Got it. I always forget how that works.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, how close are they to me? Are they close enough where I could send a message?
What's the rank? Yeah, you can send a message.
Awesome. I'm gonna send message to Willem, and I'm gonna say, "Hey, uh, Erevan is dead. Cena and Branwen are okay. They're with the Earl King now. End message."
I will telepathically say back, did it seem like they wanted to be? Shake your left hand if the answer is yes, and your right hand if the answer is no.
I
You could just
I
say
shake
which
my
one you
left
shake.
hand.
Yeah.
Okay. I turn to Dunk and go, so, Erevan, dead. Cena and Branwen, safe with the Earl King. Things have changed.
oh well. I guess I'll turn to the werewolves and say, guess that means hunting season's open, boys.
Pray
It's like
tell,
meat's
what do
back on
you
the
mean?
menu.
It's just, come on, how do you
Yeah.
not say that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I took the sail out of your thunder.
What,
I mixed so many metaphors there. What the fuck?
Also, thunder out of the sails.
Also,
Also,
no, it's
why?
wind out of the sail.
Yeah, why thunder?
I don't know.
I stole your thunder.
Stole your
I
thunder.
took the
Yeah,
wind out of your
Wind
and
sails.
out
I
of your
switched
sails.
them all around. I'm keeping that though. I'm gonna say that more.
That's
I
a good
Just
one.
stole the
the
thunder out of
sails
your.
out of your thunder.
What exactly
I'm
does
so
that mean?
sorry. Are you okay? I just
I
accidentally
was gonna say, did you
bumped
whack
her leg.
Chloe?
Oh no.
She's good.
Okay. Um. All right. So Duncan crew, you're gonna go continue to hunt.
I mean, we can't get to the Earl King, so yeah.
Yeah, the other option is just to hang out in the Hallow.
Well, so make a history check, and you can do so with advantage.
All of us?
Yeah.
Oh.
5.
17.
Willem, you would remember that like the festival grounds are part of the hunt, and the Earl King was last seen at the festival grounds,
Okay.
so you could go.
Yeah, I relay this information to Dunk. Like, I don't know, man. What do you want to do? If you just want to keep killing people and be Lord of the Wild Hunt, that's fine with me.
Um,
There's no Erevan. There's no uh Dara anymore, so it's you and maybe Jabu and the scary ghost guy.
yeah, was Scary Ghost Guy, was he on his own too?
Indeed.
He
He
was, right?
was.
Um, Well, guess I say we just conclude business here.
Sounds good.
Okay, you guys are going to keep hunting?
Yeah.
All right.
A hunter must hunt.
Randy, are you doing anything else?
I would like to cast sending again to
Okay.
the Earl King,
Okay.
and I'm gonna say, "Hello. How is it that you're an Earl and a King?
Get his ass.
Also, how are you? Are you safe? What are you doing with my friends?" I hope that's 25.
It's probably close enough.
You receive no response, I'm afraid.
Wow, what a waste of a fucking spell slot.
God, I want to kill
But
that
I
guy
get
so
it.
bad.
I get it. He doesn't want to talk to me.
And that is where we will conclude this evening's session.
I thought we were concluding the wild hunt. Okay.
What do you what?
I thought we were finishing the wild hunt today, so the fact that we're not is like, come on.
Shorter session. We'll give everybody the opportunity to take a breather, and then we might potentially be back this weekend. So do stay
Wait,
tuned.
we're done? No.
Want to be respectful of everybody, so we'll go ahead and call it an evening to there. We thank you all for tuning into this episode of Nat20Hot. Once again, we are raising money for the Extra Life Foundation, a wonderful charity that supports America's children's hospitals. And we wish you the very best. If you don't see us this weekend, we will be back next Wednesday, July 3rd, to celebrate our nation's independence and the independence.
Yeah, fuck Canada.
And the independence from the Wild Hunt, which will likely end next week. Have a great weekend, great eve. Thank you all. Be well, and good night.
Bye, Zomboy.
Bye, Zomboy.
Bye,
Bye, Zomboy.
Zomboy.
Nope.